basically, we're kind of simulating a scenario that I saw earlier, which is when Marky was in the Roscoe and Lane put him in from the Dorito one, and he just kind of zoned up and said, oh man, somebody else switched. Lane makes a move on him, right? Well, the thought process is, hey, look, just because you get put in doesn't mean you have to tell somebody else to cover that zone, remember? There's still gaps in the field, right? All you have to do is suck in a little bit and you can still shoot in front of the next bunker, right? So that's what this drill is going to do is we deflated that little mini race. You guys are going to battle heads up from temple to temple, right? And I'm gonna switch sides, so I want the same teams, and I'll put you guys kind of against somebody that's maybe a little similar, right? And I'm gonna have y'all battle, but the idea is to get to the next spot. And then even then I'm gonna let y'all play for a little bit. I'm not just gonna call it immediately. So I want to see you guys snap. I want to see you guys play. This way I can talk to you guys about what I'm seeing from as far as like technically, and then you know, if there's anything you guys I'm seeing that y'all could do a little bit differently. But the idea is get to that spot alive, right? And remember, guys, if you get put in on a snapshot or if you got a guy dominating you, right, that doesn't mean you're just going to give up the next spot, right? You get a little tighter and you shoot right in front of the next bunker, right? And he can't really see that you're doing that. And so you also got to think of that when you're playing offense. All right, cool. Do I have him in, right? Well, do I have him in enough to make that move, right? Okay, well, do I have him in? Is he still shooting that gap? Okay, cool. Well, then you kind of come a little bit halfway. Use the little mini race, not the deflated one. You can use the other mini race to kind of as a bunker as well as a stepping stone to get there, because then you kind of come halfway, throw a little bit more paint to make sure he's good, and then you take your dive, right? So it's a little bit of defense. Also, like, it's a good strategy to learn how to force your way into bunkers when somebody's still kind of putting paint there, right? Because that's the other thing is, if I'm sitting here, right, just shooting the gap, well, yeah, if that guy just runs and dives, I got a good chance to shoot him, right? Well, if he runs, stops right before my paint, puts more paint on me, he's either going to shoot me or I have to hide, right? And so that's another creative way to learn how to get into bunkers that are maybe, you know, it looks tougher to get into. There's paint in front of it. Well, you know, again, you can use your gun as a bunker, right? You run up, you see where his lane is, boom, you stop, you put a little bit of paint on there. You're either going to shoot him or he's going to tuck in because the paint's just going to lock closer to him. Then there's your window to dive, right? So that's the idea here. And I know when I was coming up, certainly at y'all's age, that was a trick I used to do all the time. You know, it's like, oh man, he's got me in. I almost wanted people to do it. Yeah, take the next spot, right? Then you wait a second, shoot a little bit, boom, dive right in your paint, right? That I used to set people up left and right doing that when I was younger. It doesn't happen quite so much. The pros kind of anticipate a lot, but when I was y'all age, man, people just don't expect it. And when I'm watching y'all play, y'all aren't doing it, so it goes hand in hand. Like, if y'all aren't doing it, that means it's not happening to you guys very often. So if you guys start doing that, that'll help you guys a lot. So anyway, same teams, split up, go! Go! There's more to it to that, and I just thought about this when he made that dive, right? When you go out and you make your move, what do you think that the other guy's going to do? Mirror it. He's probably going to mirror it, right? So when you make your move, what's your first instinct when you're sliding in, collecting yourself? Pulling up and trying to shoot him, trying to make that move. So that's the other part of the drill. And actually, like, if you successfully do that, that's the best thing you can do. You've made the move first, you've drawn him to make his move, and you shot him out. Like, it doesn't, like, that's like picture perfect, if you will. But other than that, like, that's the idea of the drill. Nice shot. You shot him right, you know, right, yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing is, like, remember, Tim, he kind of took a couple steps and kept paint there, and that's basically how I shot him. Because Brandon sees that he might be trying to make a move, so he's going to kind of stay out a little longer than he would. Boom, Tim's paint gives his paint that time to hit a bigger target now. Because again, what happens when you see a guy making like an open run, right? You kind of step out and you start trying to keep your gun on him, right? Well, like, that's what I love to do is I like to shoot paint, and you know, if I can tell a guy kind of still looking at me, you keep the paint there, and he's fishing for you, and what happens is your paint ends up just going right smack into him, right? So you're almost like sending him, hey, catch this, while he's chasing after you. So, all right, anyways, let's keep that rotation going. Go! Oh, you got him. You got you, Tim? All right, nice. There you go, Tim. See, guys, that's how that drill should be. We want the defense to be super strong, and that in turn that'll make we'll have to learn how to be better at getting into bunkers. All right, Marky, you ready?